Welcome back to the Balcony AUX Chord podcast. We are the podcast that is trying to build this music community online where we are able to talk about our emotions, our life experiences, our memories, but through music as a starting point for discussion. So this kind of discussion between me and a Findi here. I'm Mark, by the way, and Findi is the other person on the screen right now. We were friends in uni, and we like to talk on my balcony, and we would normally listen to music and look out into the world and just discuss about life, man. So like it's now evolved into a podcast that doesn't have to rely on just music, but it's a place for me to catch up with my friend, and I'm loving how it is progressing. So if anyone who is like a listener from like day one, thank you for listening. Listen to the whole thing. I've had some.
That's asking a lot.
That's asking a lot. I'm sorry.
That's asking a lot.
I mean, I'm a podcast listener myself. I like listening to podcasts, so like I tend to listen to a lot of podcasts. So anyhow, so we're recording this on the 31st of Halloween, 31st of October, which is Halloween. So
yes, sir.
I guess happy Halloween, Findi. Like I don't celebrate Halloween, and like most people don't really celebrate Halloween too.
I don't think anyone celebrates Halloween, bro. I think people just go out.
Well, they do.
Have fun.
That's the point. Well, that's celebrating Halloween.
That's celebrating.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I don't do it. Like I don't dress up and like go out.
You've never dressed up.
No. I do dress up
in uni. In uni, you dressed up. No.
I dress up for like parties. I don't dress up for like Halloween, if that makes any sense. Like if it's it's like a theme party, I'll go. Like I don't give a shit.
Dress up.
Yeah. But I think the only problem with like Halloween like party culture is that it's so like sexualized.
Yeah.
And like okay, like some guys might enjoy it, but I'm like I don't know.
I'm not complaining.
Okay. I don't know. In my opinion, it seems kind of primitive. I don't know. In my opinion, I don't know.
But that's like I think that's like the idea of just like partying.
I guess. Yeah. No. I think so too. But it's amplified on that day. I think.
Yeah. Like that's the appeal of like going to parties and getting fucked.
Of course. Yeah. I think
like,
you're right.
It brings out the primitive side in you. Like you drink and then you like logically you're not there anymore. Yeah, so you're deciding things more based on like
right.
And
like for sure, like I do support like like if you're proud of your body, like go flaunt it if you want to, like your body, your choices. Yeah, bro. But it's just like
it's just not for you. Really,
it's a trend right now, right? Of like people have always been like, oh, like sexy nurse, sexy nun. Yeah, like I was joking today with my cousins. I was like, yo, I'm gonna be sexy monk. I'm gonna fucking shave my head and have like a yellow robes. Yo, sexy monk. That's offensive, like straight up. But I don't give a shit, buddy.
It's alright.
Yeah, so that is like Halloween. Like we're recording on Halloween.
And do you know the origin? I just watched like a TED Talk or a Vox video about like the origins of Halloween.
What are the origins of Halloween?
Apparently, it's a Celtic thing.
Yep.
It was
I heard something
Halloween it was just a day where something like the spiritual world and like people dress up as like spirits and like and ghosts and monsters and stuff because it was a time when it was the overlap between the spiritual world and the physical world.
I see.
And then it just became a thing, and then but they celebrated it even after like Christianity came into like Europe. Yeah, and they just kept it. But they made it, I guess, more like
it went to America, then it got fucking commercialized, right?
Yeah, it got commercialized. But it has been
classic America.
It has been, but before that it was just like it was a day where people just like played pranks on each other.
Yeah, like trick or treat. Yeah, literally.
Trick. Yeah. And then in America, then they made it like a secular thing. Not in America, but like after Christianity came, they turned Halloween into like a secular just like thing where it wasn't religious or anything.
Yeah.
But before that, it was super like I think it was a kind of a religious spiritual holiday.
Right.
which is very interesting. And now we just dress like fucking sexy, whatever.
Yeah. Dude,
I went as
straight up,
Dwayne the Rock Johnson last year.
Bro, I
It's
saw
so fucking so stupid.
I saw people on my story, like Instagram story. I don't know them. They're like just not mutual friends, but I know. And I saw them on my friend's story, and they wore Jefai from the Michelin star street food. They dressed up as Jefai, dude. I was like laughing my ass off, and someone else dressed up as the Agnesi pasta. It's like a pasta brand, and he's like inside there's just like pasta. I'm like, bro. Oh like I love stuff like that, stuff like which like kind of like stupid, is creative. Yeah. I want stupid and creative things, because you're celebrating just having fun with your friends. Like I'm okay with that. Like I just don't think that like putting like cat ears on and like lingerie kind of like
that's
like,
I mean
like if you're short on time, like okay, I won't hate you on it. But if like you've been planning the whole time to be like, I'm gonna go out and fucking wear
cat ears and lingerie.
I'm like, you should plan. You should plan a little bit more. Findi's not complaining.
It's so sad, bro. Like usually Halloween, I get so excited for Halloween because girls like. But this year, nothing's going on. The only costume I saw was this kid walking in front of my house.
I mean,
he dressed as a cowboy. I was like, okay. I mean, I'd rather go to like Kerner's or something.
If I wanted to look at kids, I'd go to Kerner's.
No.
Kerner's is a pub, I guess. Back at
UBC.
At UBC, school. Our university. Mm-hmm. So that's a little
I used
bit.
To go there. For Halloween,
I went there like 3 times, man, and I wasn't too into it. It was all right.
On Halloween though, it's lit, bro. You just go and you pick a seat and you just people watch.
Fuck Findi. I was talking about how primitive this was earlier.
I mean,
and you're just sitting and watching people now.
We were talking about this earlier, were we not?
What were we talking about? Don't blackmail me. The fuck?
No, I'm just kidding. No, but basically, yeah. I love Halloween. I like dressing up is fun. Even though, it's very sexualized. I think it's human nature, man. Like
human nature.
You can't stop that kind of stuff.
Michael Jackson,
right? Like,
human nature.
Yeah. But it's the one night where you can do whatever you want and nobody kind of judges you, which is nice.
Yeah. I think that's also a problem for me too. Because like people think
really?
it's like the purge for some reason. People think like they can get off like anything. Like hey, I saw people like just like trashing like public spaces. I'm like, the fuck you doing?
Okay, no, that's stupid. I'm talking about without like dressing up however you want.
Yeah, like
being judged.
That is okay.
I think
but
that's
like
great.
People kind of take it a little far.
Yeah, dude. This year is gonna be the first Halloween in like I don't know how many years where the moon's gonna be full.
Okay.
So are you familiar with the word lunatic? It comes from
Luna.
So like when the moon is full, historically, I guess they've observed that like crazy shit happens. Like people tend to do dumb things. Like if you go, I think I read somewhere that in like police records, like usually on nights where the moon is full.
Shut up, clock. Watch. Shut up, clock. Oh, watch. Fuck, I'm saying two things. Shut up, watch.
No, my friend gave me this watch, and I think 11 a.m. is when she takes her like birth control.
Oh my god!
And I don't know how to turn the alarm off, so
you don't know how to tell her that to take it.
Yeah, no. every time at 11, the watch goes on, and then I just think about her. I'm just like, oh, like fucking my friend has to take her birth control pills.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyways.
Okay.
Anyways, what was I talking about?
Lunatic.
Yeah, so when the moon is full, they've observed like you can go in the police records and stuff. There's more incidents like fights or just people doing dumb shit like overdoses.
There's a correlation between full moons and crime rate.
Full moon and crime rate. I don't know if it's like causation or whatever.
It's probably not causation, but
it's probably not causation, but there is a correlation for sure. Like,
positive correlation.
And so right, Halloween is the night.
How's the p-value looking?
bro, fucking poly.
How's the T stats and the P stats and the Z scores?
See, after I took the exam for that class, I fucking took everything out. Like,
I know. I did that too until I had to do it.
Until you had to learn it again. But now you're doing it on the regular though, so
I suppose.
The p value.
So. Yeah, but correlation, and yeah, I've heard of this thing too. Like my I think my uncle, he works at a hospital. He's a nurse, and he's like every full moon, like they kind of have to be all fully staffed because like shit hits the fan sometimes. Like people act like they're like in pain and stuff. Like it's I don't know. Like, but he like apparently it's a thing even in like a medical circle.
Yeah. It's a thing for sure. And this year is gonna be on Halloween night, which is the day the spiritual world and the natural and the physical world overlap. So tonight for us, tonight for you, for us is gonna be. I think nothing's gonna happen, but I think cases are gonna go up like exponentially because people are partying, man.
I wonder what's happening right now in Thailand. Probably nothing. I haven't heard anything wild.
Nah, man, it's safe in Thailand, bro. Like in terms of COVID, it's good.
No, I mean like dumb shit. Like I don't know. Like it's just a normal. There's
probably
day.
A lot of dumb shit happening right now, though.
Yeah, but it's like I feel like it's just a normal day. Like I feel like it's just like it's like dumb shit happens every day. You know. That's why I'm like it's probably not causation. It's just correlation.
It's definitely not causation, but something has to do with it. I think it may be psychologically.
Yeah. Wait. So your point was that today is Halloween and it's a lunar.
It's the first time in a very long time that Halloween and the full moon is going to be on the same night. Yeah. So my friend was just telling me, and then the elections are going to be like on Tuesday or something. Right. So I think this is like 2020 something exciting.
I think it's going to be a close election. Just to like slide my opinion in right here and see what happens next week. Election? Yeah. I think this will be a close election.
I think Donald Trump will win.
I think so too, but it will be close.
Yeah. And I think but if Donald Trump loses, I think there's going to be a lot of scary shit that happens. Yeah. Like
cuz he'll quickly do everything he wants to do before he exits office.
Yeah. Or or the people will just be, or like he'll blame it on like the if they cheated, if the Democrats cheated the election, the mail-in ballots or something like that, and then I think they might even be like to the extent of like maybe rioting in some places.
Yeah, I could imagine that happening.
Because I read somewhere that like retail stores in certain areas in the United States have like boarded up their stores because they're anticipating some kind of
interesting. Yeah. I didn't know about that.
I hope it doesn't happen, and I don't think it's gonna be like that big a deal.
Right. But
just because politics is so like contentious and heated right now, especially with everything that happened, like COVID, all the riots that happened in the summer, and just a lot of things, like a new like judge, like just so much is going on that in the next few weeks, I think something might blow up a little bit. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's volatile both ways. If he wins, it'll be pretty bad. If he loses, it'll be pretty bad. In general, like I think I have a feeling that he might win. I can also see Joe Biden winning too, but
a lot more people are voting this election. Though.
Yes, but the thing is Joe Biden doesn't seem like an alpha male to me. Like, sorry, like,
do you need to be an alpha male to be a president? A little bit, right?
I mean. Some people are born to lead, you know? Some people are born to lead, not
I feel like Joe Biden was born to be vice president.
Yeah, I think that was his rule. Like, I'm sorry, Joe Biden, if you're listening to this.
Joe Biden, sorry to offend you if you're listening to the Balcony AUX Chord podcast.
If you're within the 20 views.
Shout outs to Obama, man. Like, if you're watching this, Mr. President, you're a big fan,
Big fan.
Big fan.
But yeah, I'm just a little scared. Okay, obviously I want Biden to win, but I also have some of my opinions too on like why he wouldn't win, or like why if Trump won, it has some positives. It has some positives.
His appeal is I'm not Trump. That's it.
Yeah.
And like you could just bring up any goon. Like the Democrats could like, I don't know. There just has not been a worthy candidate.
You know, it's funny that
charismatic politician from the Democrat side.
Right. I think it's funny how we wanted to start this podcast with like a spooky podcast, Halloween special. And then it turned into like the voting, which is scary. Hey, it's scarier.
It's that spooky. If anything, that I think it's scary.
It's the real spooks are in the election.
That's the thing, man. Like I feel like politics is kind of it's become very it's become like a reality show. I mean, Trump is a reality show person.
Definitely.
But politics has, at least in America, has sort of stooped down to the level of like just very drama. Just a lot of drama. And I guess that's what Americans like. I don't know.
I think they do. They're like sensationalists. That's the whole country.
They're like sensational, yeah.
Yeah. But I think, you know what? Let's have a podcast when the election is over, and we'll talk about the prospects of what will happen, or what we think will happen, or so. I think it'll be fun. I don't think it. I mean, we can speculate about who's gonna win, but I feel like we're gonna be like dated.
We don't know, man. Like honestly, like I would not be surprised if either of them won.
Same. That's why I said it's got to be pretty close. I think. I don't think it'll be a landslide both ways. So I think let's wait until the election is over. We know the winner, and then we'll talk about what.
Okay, let's talk about something actually spooky now, Mark.
Yeah, no. So we want to talk about something spooky.
I wanted Mark to tell scary stories because Mark is really good at telling ghost stories.
Well, I don't know about if I'm good at telling those ghost stories.
But you just have stories, bro. Like you,
I have stories.
The stories are from like personal experiences of you or people close to you. So that's what makes it more scary. For me, I don't like,
But the thing is though, right? Like, okay, I want to like preface all this stuff, okay? So first of all, I'm Thai. I have like Thai beliefs, Buddhist beliefs in particular too. So like there's like some stuff which is like, okay, like if you're Thai, you kind of like, you can understand it more. You can sympathize with it more. There's some stuff which is like, okay, it makes more sense.
It's still scary, bro.
It's still scary. But, and also the other thing is, you know, if you believe in it, great. If you don't believe in it, great. Like that's up to you. I personally, I do believe in ghosts. Findi, I want to know your perspective on if you believe in it.
I mean, I was raised Muslim, so we do have ghosts, but ghosts aren't dead people for Muslims.
Interesting.
Like after people die, they just go into a world that doesn't overlap anymore.
Oh, like so Soul Society from Bleach?
Yeah, kind of like that.
That's pretty cool.
Like you're just go into a world and you're just awaiting like Judgment Day.
Oh, Judgment. Oh, I thought you were just like in a happy place.
No. You're awaiting judgment. Like happy place is like after, like if you do all the good deeds, and then you go to a happy place or a bad place.
Oh, I see.
But so ghosts in Islam are not like dead people or people who have been human. They're just a separate like entity. They're separate beings.
Right.
Entirely, but they're like they're beings with intelligence,
right?
That live sort of in another dimension that humans don't have the sense, or some have the sense to perceive, but most people don't have the sense to perceive. But they have the power to sort of like, you know, they can be seen, they can make themselves see, and they can do things to you. You can use them like exorcism and stuff like that. That's like Muslims believe in that kind of stuff. Like some people have like they can make alliances with these creatures, or you know, but they're not dead people. That's like the Muslim belief.
I guess okay. You want me to just go into my side then? I mean, I don't have. I want to start slowly and then like maybe ramp up into like maybe some stories that come to mind. But like
what is your belief of sort of spirits or ghosts or that kind of stuff?
I think, like they do exist, and it's mostly those who like have unfinished business in terms of like they've been wronged, they've been like cheated, like in life, and like they have something to stay for, or like they just have nowhere to go. Like sometimes you just like you die alone, and like you have like no one to like send you off, and like you're trying to find your way to like that place, right? And sometimes it's also like in Thai myth, there's also like spirits that are with trees. Even there's spirits that are on the land, like whatever
so
land.
it's like what's it called? Anna.
Animorphs.
No, not animorphs. It's a belief that you just is sort of like things are alive, things around you are alive.
Yeah. And so yeah, I think that's how I kind of see it. And I definitely believe in it, but I don't have that kind of sense for it at all. And I'm the type of guy who was like, I pray to like whenever I finish praying, you get to like wish some stuff. So I'm like, hey, like if these things are real, like come and show me. Like I want to see. Like I'm that guy who's like low key like challenging it a little bit, just so like I want to see and like I want to like experience it. And I think one thing that it kind of informs that is that my mom and my sister and like most of my like family members can sense stuff like this. Mostly my mom, and I'm like, I want to see what it is too. Like I want to have the experience, but like I don't know. I think you're born with it, or like you're not.
No, you're definitely Like if you're like somebody told me that if you're by now like you're like I'm like 23, right? Like by now if I haven't experienced anything, then that means I don't have the sense. Which I think I'm lucky because I'm scared of that shit.
Yeah, I remember watching like horror movies with you in first year. You wouldn't go home.
No, I wouldn't go home. The only reason I watch a horror movie is if there's
girls.
Yeah, like no way. Like
funny.
No way.
Yeah, but my mom is she has that sense, man. Like that sixth sense.
Is it like when she walks into a room or a house that's like that there is a presence?
Sometimes
she could feel it. She'll be like,
Yeah. Sometimes I feel it too. Like it's kind of like an energy thing. But like I'll look at my mom and she'll be like, I feel it too. And I'm like, okay. Like, cool.
That's so scary. That's cool, but it's like it's so scary.
No, but the thing is, okay, so my mom's the type of person that like when we go to funerals, like I think I've told you this story before, but she would sit there alone and she'd just look into like the wall. I mean, like not directly into the wall. Like, she'll be like in the crowd, sitting like in the crowd, right? And she'll like just like kind of like daze off a little bit and just like look, and, like just like look down to her feet, and then like I'll be like, oh fuck, what did you see? And then she'll keep quiet the whole time and just like listen to the monks' prayers and stuff like that. And then like let's assume this is like a funeral of a family friend or something, okay? And then my mom would walk up to the I don't know, let's assume it's a son, and then their mom died, okay? And walks up to the son and like, hey, did your mom die in this dress? Did she like putting on lipstick? Did she like curling her hair? Like how did she die? Like basically, like explaining how she dies, like exactly. And then the son's like, shit, that's exactly how she was like wearing and what she was wearing when she died. And like my mom will be like, yeah, she's standing in that corner right now. Like I can see like she's wearing this and that. And like my mom wasn't there like seeing anything. Like it's normally in the cases where like my mom didn't see any photos, any like footage of anything. So it's like it's pretty weird how it can. And this is like every funeral too. It's like most funerals. Like I've recently learned to like not sit next to my mom because it's
scary.
Yeah, I'm like, she suddenly goes like, oh, fuck. She looks down. And I'm like, when she looks down, I'm like, oh, shit. Bro.
Oh, shit. She sees some shit.
Time to go.
Time to go. Yeah, that's so,
Yeah, no,
that's scary.
and she does that all the time, man. I don't get it. Like, she somehow, like, kind of sees, like, what, like, specific things, which is, like, crazy. And, like, and it's great, yeah, right. and my sister also has like this sense too. And the thing is, okay, so I'm looking into a wall right now. Behind this camera is a wall, and behind that wall is my sister's room. Okay, and my sister has this sense as well. And throughout our childhood, my sister would see, or not see, but hear, and also I guess see too. There's a couple cases of seeing. She was on her bed lying about to sleep, right? And then suddenly the drawer pulled out and then pushed in again. And then she was like, what the fuck? And then she ran out screaming. Okay, that's one instance, okay? Because that's like physical. Like it pulled out. Like it pulled out like halfway and then it pushed in halfway. And then another time she was like sleeping. And then she like woke up. You know, like that kind of like mid sleep, mid awake kind of like state that you're kind of in. Yeah. So she saw this lady with a Thai robe, sabai. It's called a sabai. You know, like the robe that goes across your body, and it's green. Okay, remember it's green. Okay, and she's wearing like brown pants, basically, and like. Obviously, she wakes up and she like runs to our parents' room and starts screaming again. Like same story multiple times in our our childhood. And this keeps on happening, right? And we speculate that it is the spirit in the big tree, which is right next to this window right here. So there's a really big tree between my room and my sister's room, and we speculate, because in Thai culture, we believe that there's something called nang mai, which is a female spirit in like trees. And like,
this is a very common. Every culture has this sort of.
Yeah. So stuff like this, in particular in big trees, like kind of have this kind of spirit, and we kind of speculate that it might be this kind of spirit. And I mean, I never had any experience with it, but everyone who sleeps in this room that you can see in my room feels uncomfortable. Like they can't sleep. Like even this used to be my grandpa's room, and like throughout his whole time living here, he was like, yeah, like it's pretty uncomfortable in here to breathe and everything. Like it's just like it feels very like heavy in this room. And like my aunt would come over, sleep here for a couple of weeks, you know, like, and she'd be like, it's uncomfortable, like without even us telling her what's happening, like, and also me too. But like I think I've just grown to live with it. I think, But it is like, maybe it's feng shui if you believe in that. But I mean, we do believe in the spirit stuff. Anyhow, so we asked for this monk. I mean, like we didn't ask for him to come see the ghost and anything, but we asked him to come bless the house. It was just like, you know, like every year, like Thai people have like house blessings. Like it's not related to anything like spiritual. I mean, spirit wise, it is spiritual, but it's not ghost related. And then like in Thai culture, you use like holy water, then you like sprinkle it around the house. Like you kind of flick the water around the house to bless it a bit, right? Yeah. And then he comes up here. We didn't tell him anything, right? He looks in my room. He looks to a corner, to the corner on my right here. Then he looks to the corner to my left here. And I'm like, okay. I'm going to ask him when he finishes, right? When he like goes downstairs again and like, you know, then we talk about it. And he goes to my sister's room, sees it. Okay. He sits down, right? And he asks me like, hey, like, do you know there's like a spirit there, right?
Oh my goodness.
And he's wait for it. He's like, there's a lady with a green sabai, which is like the green thing, and brown pants. And then he's like, yeah, it's like nang mai. It's like the spirit of the tree. And he said that like the spirit is very it clings on to the room that I live in right now, like, or like the space that I live in. So like it's tough, but then it works.
I'm not gonna even look at your room, bro.
Like right in my room. Like you remember when I told you he looked to two corners of the room? So my right corner here, my grandpa stashed all of his Buddhas and monks and like special relics, like Buddha relics and stuff like that. And he told me, like the monk told me that like I can see a really gold Buddha, like spiritually in his head, in this corner of the room. And I didn't know that my grandpa had stashed like a shitload of like Buddhas here. And then he was like, yeah, like Mark, like, don't point your feet in this direction anymore, because like this is where your grandpa stashed a lot of his like monks and stuff. I'm like, oh shit, okay, like thank you. And then he was like, but he explained that the lady is okay with us staying here because like, you know, like we have a lot of like spiritual stuff in the house, like evidently from this golden Buddha that he saw, as well as like other things in the house too. So I was like, okay. And also like I mean like it is scary, but like I feel like at that point I've been living in this room for like 3 5 6 years, whatever. So it's like it's not too big of a deal, but like it is like weird to think that there's like I'm living with.
It's scary, bro.
Like I'm
I don't know,
like I'm 2 meters away from the big tree, right?
Yeah, like I noticed like at least growing up, like with you have never been scared of ghosts or anything like that. I guess it's because you grew up with it.
I suppose.
Like you grew up with these kinds of experiences and stories from your parents and stuff. So it's like it's not like, do you feel that they're a threat? Like
no, I don't think they are a threat. I think if anything, they want our it's called merit, like bodn, like merit, or like peace, or like happiness. I don't know. There's many translations to word bodn, but like they kind of want this. So like I mean like if I can provide, I will give. I mean like I don't think I'm a bad person.
I think that there's a little bit of commonality between the Buddhist belief and the Muslim belief, where for Muslims, like if you go to a new place, if you go to somewhere, a new place, or even coming back home or anything, you do this thing where you like offer peace, like verbally to the spirits. Cool. So
it's like pamita, I think.
You would greet the spirits in the same way you'd greet like people, right? Like you'd say assalamu alaikum, which means like may peace be upon you. That's but awesome. You're not saying it to a person. You kind of just like when you go to a new place, like like if you get an Airbnb or if you go to a mosque or a temple or anything, you go anywhere, you just sort of like,
wow, that's awesome.
You're taught to like just be like, oh, like,
wow, that's that's like the same thing. Basically, it's like a mirror image. No, that's awesome.
Yeah. Muslims do that. I think it's also Thai Muslims, like because Islam in Thailand is because Muslims in Thailand like ethnically Malay Thais were like Brahmins and Hindus before Islam came. So a lot of Islam is adapted to fit sort of the underlying belief of like spirituality, like animism and that kind of stuff. Like Southeast Asian Islam is like adapted. That's animism. That's the word. Yeah. So Southeast Asian Islam is sort of like adapted to is a little different from the Middle East because we were Brahmins, we were Buddhists, we were like Hindus before. So it's very interesting.
And I think you mentioned like I have this like I don't fear ghosts like as you don't, which is like I want to say that I'm not, but I am, like truthfully.
I mean you're scared of it, but you don't perceive spirits as a threat.
Sure, yeah. I think that's the healthiest way.
I'm dead fucking scared of it. Like I'm so scared of ghosts. Like I had such a hard time when I was growing up because I was so scared. And my dad was like, it didn't help. He was just like, oh yeah, they're there. I was like,
You know how white parents say that? Yeah, there's no monsters under your bed. No, they're like, yeah.
My dad's like, yeah, there's probably a spirit in your room.
Probably.
Yeah, but then he was like, yeah, but you don't need to be scared of it. You just have to, be respectful. And I was so scared. Like I was always like, fuck, man.
I think that's the best answer when you're kind of unsure about the world and how it is, you know? I mean, like, everyone is, and they should be unsure because there's no explanation and stuff like this, right? So I think that's the easiest thing is to be respectful of everywhere
that's growing up. But, like, think about it. I was, like, 8 years old, and my dad was trying to get me to, like, sleep in my own room.
Yeah.
So he would, but then I was like, Dad, I'm scared of ghosts. And he was just like, yeah, just, keep the lights on, but, And I was like, are there ghosts? He was like, yeah. And I was like,
they'll be here for you.
Yeah, I was like, are there ghosts in my room? He was like, I don't know, but maybe. Yeah, maybe. And I was just like, oh shit, what the fuck?
Highly possible.
And he was just like, yeah, be respectful, just don't challenge the ghost. Just, when you come into the room, acknowledge it,
Yeah. No, but the thing is, okay, so I did like my monkhood, like as a child monk, like Nain, right? And like stuff from that experience kind of informs like who I am now too. And like I remember like the little hut, I guess, or the house, I guess, I was living in as a little monk was made out of wood, which was recycled from coffins. So in Isan or like the like rural Thailand, like they didn't have a lot of materials, right? Like when they cut down wood or trees, Findi, you're like crying,
bro. You literally stayed in a house that was made from recycled coffins, bro.
Coffin wood, yeah, basically. So they were like, yeah, like this house is old. It's really old. It's like 100 years old, and like we built it off from we built it from this coffin wood, recycled. I'm like, fuck, okay.
Fuck my life.
I mean, like, okay, like honestly, like there wasn't there's nothing exciting that came from that, but like the idea of living in a coffin house.
Okay, go on.
Anyhow, but like that temple was like, I guess I have to describe the context of this too. So this temple this is the temple that I go to, and it's like rural Thailand, and it's like super rural to the point where like, it's like the temple is the heart of the community, right? So like everything that revolves around the community, the villages kind of like comes to the temple. So I remember every day whenever I would walk to like the like get food, like how monks have to get offerings, like walk out and get offerings.
We've been to
I would walk past this field where I would listen to stories of like the locals telling me that like this is a field where they put aborted children in. like this is the field where they would like children who died or like miscarriages would be in this field, right? And to build on from this story is that one day out of nowhere, like I knew the story went from a young age, and like I guess my dad didn't know this because one day, like maybe like 10 years later, suddenly there's like a shrine that pops up on this patch of land that I have to walk past every day. And my dad's like, who the fuck? Like kind of rude in a way. Like, who the hell put this shrine here? And there's toys. Like, why are there toys? Like, who the hell's like dumb enough to put a toy here? Like, this is like a temple ground, And he didn't know about the story, right? And then immediately after he said that, he slips. And then like he slips, and then he like pulls something in his back. He can't walk, and he was like fucked. So like I carry him back to the temple, right? Because like it's like a little out of temple distance. And then we go to our master, I suppose, our master monk. We go ask him, like, yo, like he slipped. What did we do? I mean, obviously, like we were asking more so like hospital, like which hospital did we go to?
Yeah.
But and then he's like, where did you slip? And he's like, yeah, like we slipped at this spot this morning. And the master's like, oh shit, this other monk or this other villager that recently got sick because they were cutting the grass, like tall grass in that area, and they didn't like ask permission to cut the grass in that area, and they got sick, like really ill, and like he had to go apologize to that area or that shrine to like regain his health, and he did. And so this master kind of like told my dad to be like, hey, like I know you might not believe in this stuff, but this used to be a abortion ground, basically, and you wanna go say sorry about what you said. And basically, I take my dad there. I mean, like in Thai tradition, it's just like incense and stuff like that, the incense sticks and stuff. So like you like go apologize and like say your things, and he was fine after that. Yeah, and like the thing is, like it's crazy because like it's like toys. Like it was literally toys. Like at the shrine, it was like toys for kids. So it was like I can get why my dad was a little rude about it. It was like, what the hell did this? It's like a temple ground, basically. So it got a little weird. Yeah, so I mean, like, there's a lot of stories from that temple that I'm kind of like, I look back and I'm like, wow, fuck. And like, I remember during my monkhood, okay, at that same temple, I would go to the crematorium where they burn the bodies.
Why would you go there, bro? At midnight. Why would you go to a crematorium at midnight? You're just asking for it. At that point, bro, like, I mean, I don't know. You believe in this kind of stuff. Like, I would fucking stay away. Like, the shit. The temple like after the sunsets, I'm not going. Like,
no, shit. Okay. So I remember talking to I hyped myself up. I was like, I feel like I either want to see one or I want to get over the fear of it. So I go there, right?
That's fucking...
And in at least Taiwan, there's kind of like open crematoriums. And then like there's like a chamber, right? With like a metal door with like a wheel that you can be like spinning. You know the wheels like on submarines and stuff, like go, and then you open it. So I open it. And then I sit down right in front of it. Like you can basically smell the ashes that have just been burnt like on a recent day. And I sit down and I meditate. And it was like, you know, like rural like places, you only hear like dogs and like like cicadas and maybe like the odd like walking or something. Yeah, and it was rough. That like I think the first 10 minutes was really rough for me. Like I remember like hearing a lot of things in terms of like talking. I don't know if it was my head. I don't know if I thought of it myself, but I heard like some people speaking. And this is like in the middle of the forest. Like there shouldn't be any people there. There should be just me. And like this is midnight. So and then like rural Thailand as well. Like when you're a farmer life, right? Yeah, you kind of like wake up early. You don't sleep late. That's just not a thing that you do. So like I should have technically been the only one there. And I heard things, man. I heard people talking. I heard like a screech. And you know, but I think like I was sitting there for like 30 minutes. Like the last 20 minutes got better, and I kind of got over it. I feel like you kind of come to terms with like the point of looking into death, literally, is to come to terms with being born, being human, dying, going to the afterlife. It's like a cycle, and like you're kind of like one with it, I suppose. Like the point of me doing that was to understand it better. And like a lot of like respectable monks do that in terms of like looking at a dead body, and they look at it, process it, and be like, this is neither bad or good. It just is. This is just life. Like life is a cycle. It decays, it rebirth, and it you know, this is just something that has to happen. And like that's why I did it. And it got a little crazy in the beginning, but it was fun. I think I look back and I'm like, wow, fun times. And but
I don't even know what to say to that.
You know, the scarier part was I walked in the cemetery, like right after
You didn't stop at the fucking crematorium, bro.
I shut the door. I shut the door to the crematorium, right? Walk down the stairs, walk to the bacha, the cemetery, which is next door. And Thai bachas are really scary, bro. I think
they intentionally make it look scary. Like I've seen one of these. Yeah. Like they're pretty common in Thailand. They're just basically like burial sites.
Yeah.
For ashes and stuff like that.
They're like small pagodas, essentially, right? They're like small pagodas, and they're packed together. They're not spaced like Western kind of like gravestones, tombstones, I mean. So it's all bunched together. There's like weeds growing everywhere. There's like I would assume snakes and stuff that live there too. Like there was like stuff like that would like be in the weeds and stuff. And then I walked in, right? And with my flashlight, with my little flashlight as a monk, and then I turned it off. And then that was the craziest experience of my life.
I don't even.
Like, I didn't see anything, but I mean, like, the feeling that I got, my heart was, like, pounding, man. And then, like, I could hear everything from, like, you know, like, the crunching of, like, my feet on, like, the grass. Like, kind of, like, that kind of, like, quiet. And I'm like, fuck. And I was, like, standing there, like, meditating. Like, I didn't want to sit there because, like, I knew there was probably snakes and stuff. So I was, like, standing. I stood there for, like, 10 minutes, I think. And at that point, like, I kind of got over it. I think that's why at this point I'm like, you're not as scared as it. I mean, because like I was in the
มึงไปยืนที่ป่าช้าคนเดียวตอนเที่ยงคืนแบบไอ้เหี้ยถ้ามึงกลัวเหี้ยอะไรในชีวิตนี้แบบมึงไม่ต้องกลัวเหี้ยอะไรในชีวิตนี้แล้วอ่ะไอ้เหี้ย
Wow. Yeah. So
sorry, the tie slipped out, man. This shit happens. The tie slipped out, bro.
Yeah, no, but that's how it is, man. Like, I mean, like, I push myself to do stuff like that to see if I can get, you know, above it.
How old are you?
I was 15, 16.
You're fucked. 15, 16, I was sleeping with the lights on, bro.
Had a love lamp. Yeah. Yeah, no, because, like, when I was meditating in front of the crematorium, the lights were off, too. And, like, you know how, like, in the rural Thailand, like, you can like, see stars and stuff? Like, it's so dark you can see stars. It's, like, not polluted like Bangkok is. So it's like that kind of feeling, you know? It's, like, dark. Like, not fake dark. And, like, so it's, like, it was a little wild, man. Yeah. You know, I have a couple more, too. I mean, like...
Bro, honestly, like... I think you should finish these stories. These stories are interesting.
I mean, no, yeah.
Just edit the video. Like, we were talking about Trump, just fucking take that shit out. This is a lot more interesting. You know, when you edit the video, like the first part, like the 15 minutes we spent talking about the US, we'll talk about that next time after the results come out. Yeah, but like, I need to hear more ghost stories, man. Like,
yeah, no, I think the most recent one, you know this, Findi.
Did you already tell me the story?
I guess our mutual friend. His name is, I don't know if we want to say his name, but he's a little older in our friend group. He's the oldest in our friend group.
Oh yeah, okay, that guy. Fuck
yeah, and he basically
codename
Aches. Yeah, his grandma had passed away, and like his grandma passed away, and I don't know if he went home, but anyhow, let's assume she passed away in January, okay? And my parents visited me in Canada in let's say February, and my mom being sixth sense as fuck, she doesn't know my friend she doesn't even know my friend. She doesn't even know about the grandma at all. But basically, the parking lot underneath our apartments. Okay, we live together. Me and this friend live together in the same apartment, and my family rented out a car, so we parked right next to this guy's car. And basically, we came home from like, I don't know, like lunch or something. My mom looks to the right into my friend's car and sees an old lady sitting there.
Stop, bro! Literally, I go in this car so much. Like you have no idea. Like he picks me up in this car. I'm not. I'm supposed to see him this week. I just be like, we're busing, bro. Like, bring your compass card, shit.
But she sees this old lady with like, I guess like a little curly hair and like quite a big figure. You know how like older ladies when they get old, they kind of like, they gain weight basically.
Up,
yeah. So it's like this older lady, but like my mom told me that like she's like very nice. Like she like looked very like warm, basically, like a warm old lady. And as soon as she said that to me first, I was like, okay, I have a photo of her for you to see. Describe to me how she looks first, right? Okay, and then she describes to me whatever I just told you just now. And then I show her the photo from like his Instagram, basically. And she was like, yep, that's the person I saw. And I'm like, okay, that's it. That's the one. And I go upstairs. We settle down, and then I go to this friend's apartment. I feel like that was like a potluck day too, so I just jammed in with like whatever festivities that was happening in his room. And suddenly, like everyone's talking loud. You know how like a room is like party like loud, right? And like I was just like, hey, I have something to talk to you about. And then like, yeah, I think my mom, I think she saw something in your car. And then suddenly the whole room went quiet. The whole room was just like, what are you talking about?
I'm literally going to be in that car in a few days.
No, the thing is like she didn't die in that car. It's
his grandma, man. Like it's a friendly spirit.
And like the thing is like I mean in the best possible way, like she seemed like she wanted to see her grandson, I suppose. And maybe like, I mean like if you want to think more technical about it, maybe she knew that my mom couldn't see her and she wanted someone to tell her grandson to do something, maybe. I don't know. I'm being very optimistic in this case.
Yeah, okay. It's sweet, but it's still scary. Man.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. But stuff like that happens in my life all the time. And like my mom is the one, it was like magnet, man, like ghost magnet, which is like, oh man, not again. Not again, mom. And like the thing is like I also like on the other side of things, I have this my dad doesn't have stories like this, but he knows like police officers that have stories like this. And like when it comes to police, they see the worst shit ever, right?
Yeah, because they have to deal with like homicide and
they do, yeah,
shit where the spirits are not at peace when they're going. Yeah. You know what I mean?
They see some crazy shit, you know?
Yeah.
And like I've heard multiple stories. Like I've heard this one story which I don't remember too in detail, but basically the story is they were trying to search for this murderer, right? And they were trying to find the victim's bodies. There was more than one. And Findi, you look stressed. So they were trying to find the murdered bodies of the victims, and they couldn't find it, man. Like no matter how many dogs they brought in, no matter how many,
did they have to go to an exorcist, like a mapi?
Close. So basically, they went to this monk, which I know as well. Not necessarily I go to him all the time, but I know him. But he basically the police guy who was my dad's friend, he was like, hey, we have this case and like it's in your area, like do you know anyone who like might know what happened, like just like literally like asking for clues, not even because like in Thailand, like as I said, like temple is like the heart of the community, right? So like if anything's gonna happen, a temple might know anyhow. And then the monk's like like tell me like kind of like what happened, like what are the stories of the case, I suppose. And then he like sees something in his like vision basically, and like points toward like an area in the forest that like I don't know, sounds kind of suspicious that this guy the monk killed him. No, but I think they already arrested the guy too, but the guy wouldn't tell them where they buried the body or something like that. I don't remember the story correctly, but basically this monk points towards the exact spot, not exact, but that area, and lo and behold, they go searching in the area. They found like 3 or 4 or something like that, and they retrieve it. They do the forensic stuff, and that's fine. No worries about that. And then the officers, right? There was like a detective, and then there was like a deputy detective officer drives home. Good day work. We found the bodies, right? And then let's assume the detective was driving, and then the deputy was in the passenger, right? And then they go to the deputy's house. The detective sends off the deputy, and then as the detective is like driving off, the deputy looks back at the car, and he sees like 4 people sitting in the back. He sees 4 people sitting in the back.
That's technically illegal. Only 3 people allowed, but I guess they don't follow the same rules we do.
I guess not. Safety belts, guys. Come on. But he sees these guys like kind of like clamoring in the back, and he calls the detective immediately. It was like, "Hey, I don't know about you, but I saw something in the back." And the detective's like, "I know, I saw it too." And basically, he told me the story. Like he was on the call the whole night, basically, with the deputy until he got home himself. But yeah, I mean that's kind of like an unfinished story on my side. I'm sorry if you were unsatisfied with that story, but
it's like, so fucking scary though.
But that's one of the stories that I would hear from my dad's police friends, essentially, like stuff like that, like homicide and murder and stuff, like scary stuff. And that's something.
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
That I hear when I was a child. Come on, parents, what
so
are you doing?
You're just desensitized. I feel
a little bit.
Like for me, like none of that shit. Like my parents, like like a lot of this kind of stuff. It doesn't happen in like the Muslim community.
Yeah,
because there's no like, because we don't really like, we believe in it, but we don't like make a big deal out of it.
Mm.
So like the scariest one I heard was like my dad saw an exorcism when he was a kid. That was his only like spiritual experience, where the guy didn't speak Thai, like he only spoke Malay. And the guy started speaking Thai, and he was just like, what the fuck? He was speaking like Southern Thai.
Interesting.
He was like, Mung le, right? And my dad was like, this guy doesn't speak Thai, bro. He's like Malay,
Yeah.
And then that was it. That was the only scary story my dad ever told me. But my dad was always just like, always just be respectful. Don't challenge it's like demons in Muslim culture. Yeah. Like, don't challenge them. Acknowledge their existence. Give peace to them, and they won't do anything to you.
Yeah, I support that advice.
Yeah. But shit is so scary. Like I like hearing stories from like my Buddhist friends. Like I have a friend, one of my closest friends actually, like she has a sixth sense. Like, so she has the gift. I don't even know if it's a gift, bro. Like, sure. I wouldn't want that shit. It's kind of scary. Like, I'm good with like not being able to see anything. Like, I'm okay. Like, I haven't had any of these experiences like ever. So we're still going good. 23 years, we're still solid. I get hella scared though when I go to Thailand, like especially like passing like temples, like when I'm walking at night. But yeah, she has a sixth sense, and she tells stories and stuff. And apparently, like, because she travels a lot, and she's like, North America, like, even though like people don't really believe, or like they don't really, there's not really like a thing, she's like, there are there are spirits everywhere, like, and she could feel the presence. And then because she when she came to visit me in Vancouver, she stayed over at my house. You remember this? But I don't know if she talked to you about this, but I was just like, because I was like, yo, so like my house, is it like good? Like you get good vibes?
You good, bro?
You good, bro? Because it's an old house, right? I lived in a house that was built like in the 1920s.
Yeah.
She was like, yeah, it's cool. Like I don't sense anything bad. It's an old house. Lots have happened here. I can feel that, but generally you're gonna be fine. But yeah, so it's just shit like that. Like growing up in Thailand, like if you're Thai, you're just kind of like, you know what I mean?
You hear stuff this all the time. It's like part of our culture, right?
It's part of the culture, yeah. And if you haven't experienced, someone you know has experienced something.
Yeah, for real. It's just like a common place to be like, at night you talk about ghosts, like sometimes.
Yeah. Ghost stories.
Yeah.
But
I mean, there's many more, man. Like people come to my mom for like advice all the time, and my mom's always like, I don't know. I'm not a fucking exorcist. Like I just see stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, like our friend Viphurit, straight up. Did you know about this?
Wasn't he just having sleep paralysis?
No. Maybe. That's the Western explanation of what it is.
That's how I understood it. Was that he was having a lot of like sleep paralysis.
Well, I don't know,
but I remember this. This was like sometime in second or third year.
Yeah. So like, I was like,
okay, tell the story again.
This was 2 a.m., man. Like I was talking to one friend in my room, and I was like, just like wrapping it up. Basically, I was like, yeah, like good night, man. Like I'm gonna sleep now. It's late. It's 2 a.m. And then suddenly, doom, and then this my friend Viphurit, Daniel, let's call him Daniel. He comes into the room. Yeah, when he knocks and he comes into the room, he's like, Mark, I need to ask you for advice. I heard your mom can see ghosts. And at that point, I was like, what the fuck? Who the fuck did you hear this from? And he sits down, calms down, and he's like, hey, I have this problem right now. I live in a dorm, and there's been weird stuff happening to me. And weird stuff is happening. It has happened to me every year in this month in particular. And I'm like, okay, that's already signs of something spooky. And he's like, okay, so every night or some nights, I kind of like see red. Like my room turns red or something like that. And I see someone at the
bro.
I see someone.
Not a good color, bro.
Like I remember him like explaining it to me. I might be wrong. I'm sorry, but I guess this is a scarier story if it is. But
this is fucking Vanier, bro. This is of course.
Walter Gage. It is Walter Gage.
Oh, Gage is an old building. There've been suicides there.
Yeah.
Gage
basically
is sketchy.
He tells me that there's like a girl figure in the left side corner of his room. Basically, if you're lying down on your bed, right, left side of your feet is like a girl. And then whenever he sees that, he wakes up mid-bed. So his head is in the middle of the bed, his legs are on the ground, basically.
So the something is pulling him down.
Yeah, it's not sleep paralysis in that sense. It's like pull every time.
Bro, you know they have been like multiple suicides at Volta.
Oh, definitely. Like any university has those cases for sure. But yeah, and then I tell him the advice that I do give him, which is like, just like be respectful. Like it is what it is, and like if you know it happens once a year at this specific time, maybe there's like a correlation between like maybe like. I mean, like, I don't know, like, you're a spiritual being with, like, some other force or something. Like, just go be at peace. Like, go, like, go to the temple. Maybe, like, go say some prayers if you believe in that stuff. But if you don't, it's fine. Like, just be good, be respectful. I was trying to tell him advice, but I think out of that whole story, I was laughing at how he came to me to ask my mom for advice. And I'm like, I know what my mom would say. My mom would be like, respect, Yeah. But that's basically... Yeah, no, I just wanted to wrap it up with that story, I guess, because that's a mutual friend of ours. Because that's Walter Gage. Yeah, it's rough.
That's 7 kilometers from where I live.
The thing is, he woke up mid-bed. That's crazy, bro. I've never woken up mid-bed before. Like, what? He tells me that he feels someone pulling him. I think he wakes up mid-bed. I'm like, what? That's creepy.
I don't like that, man. Walter Gage, man. Walter Gage is a scary fucking building, bro. I remember first year that building. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah, you remember that bit that he used to say? I mean, like, it's not even a bit, but it's true. I would be like, yeah, do you know that this is like ancient burial ground for like First Nations people?
Yeah.
And like for real, like it was like for real.
Yeah.
And then everyone would be like, Mark, shut up. we want to have a good night's sleep.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah.
Spirituality. Spirits.
Fun
ghosts.
times. Yeah,
I believe in it. Like, that's why I'm scared. Like, you know, I think it's real, man. Like, there's no question that there is something.
Yeah, I feel like
there is no question.
Yeah, I feel like if you're a scientist, like, I feel like you should at least
there might
not
be
cut it out of the equation. You know, like, you shouldn't be like those people who are like, it's not possible.
Yeah.
Like, you should at least explore it.
Like, yeah. But
it's
anyways, on that note, Mark, I think
long podcast today, but I hope anyone who's stayed listening enjoyed. Spooky podcast.
Yeah, I'm not going out tonight. I swear.
I hope you enjoyed listening to me ramble for like an hour straight.
I'm staying home. The night where the spiritual world and the physical world overlap, I'm gonna be in my room, chilling.
Yeah, I watched Halloween Town today. It's a Disney Channel movie. It's pretty fun.
Good.
Yeah. Anyhow, as tradition on this podcast, we like to recommend songs each week, like 2 or 3 each, so that you guys, the viewers, can go indulge, go enjoy, share some, you know, some good tunes, I guess, on from our side. You know, see what we're trying to experience. I have so many because, you know, we took a little break on recording, so
yeah, it's been skipped nice. 1 week.
I'll give like 4 this week just to catch up on some.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
You want to go?
You want me to go first? I'm ready. I got my fucking song list. I'll go one. It's called 2 by Maye. Not your girlfriend.
Okay.
No. It's Maye with an E.
Maye?
It's 2. It's I think it's a Spanish song. It's very cute. And I read the translation and it was just like it's talking about like, you know, stars and shit and like being in love and shit. Yeah, some fucking classic cute shit. Sappy cute shit. And the other one is called Milk by Sweet Trip. Also a very good track. The last one is just, I have to say it, man. I've been listening to it like nonstop. It's Wings by YoON and Viphurit.
Yeah.
It was like, a lot of people think it's an average song, but I don't know. There's something about it that just makes me not able to stop listening to it. There's something in the melody. It just
I think it's cute. I think it's a cute song. I too am in the camp where it's an average song, but I like to support Thai artists, so it's a good song.
Yeah. I like to support Asian artists and Thai artists. I think I don't know. The lyrically, some parts were not that strong.
Kind of cheesy, but you know.
Like very sappy. Like lyrically not that strong, but I don't know why. I cannot stop listening to it.
I get it. It's fine. It's fine. It's nice. I have a couple songs. My first song is Wachito Rico by Boy Pablo. He has a new album, guys, so go listen to his new album. Oh, their new album. Their new album. And second one, I've been listening to a lot.
A pronoun thing?
Boy Pablo?
Yeah. Is it a pronoun thing or is it like
No, it's a band. It's
a band. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a band. But you know, Pablo kind of takes the Mirror's Eyes / Going Within by CAPYAC. It's also a very good song. Another song that I've been jamming out to recently, and you might hate this, is Yo, Excuse Me Miss, Chris Brown. It's an old song that like, if you can imagine yourself like trying to hit on a girl, like macking on a girl, and you're like walking down the street, it's like, ooh, like walking, like, you know, doing
you can imagine yourself smacking Rihanna in the face.
That's fucked.
That's fucked, man. I don't know how he
That's
did not
fucked.
get canceled, but
I know, right? I think he did,
yeah.
and then he
No,
kind of
if-
like
if it-
rebranded
if it
himself.
happened, like, how do you hit someone, bro? Like, this stuff. That's domestic
That's
violence.
fucked. Yeah, he's
It's
fucked.
fucked.
I still hate him for that, but like, there's like an age of Chris Brown where like he was okay until that happened.
He made good music though.
Yeah, he was a good dancer too. Anyhow, that's it to this podcast this week. Finny, do you want to say anything else?
Nothing, man. Stay safe. The moon's gonna be full. I
Yeah,
guess,
stay
but at the time
safe.
this is released,
You'll be safe.
Happened.
You'll either
I'll
be
be safe.
dead or safe.
I'm gonna be in my house.
Yeah,
In these four walls. Nothing's
Right.
gonna. I might go take pictures of the full moon.
yeah,
I'd be like, Halloween full moon, spooky. And then I'll go home.
yeah. And if you guys have any ghost stories, please do tell us. We're very interested in DM us,
should
comment
we-
something.
I actually my friend
Yeah.
Bouquet, she has
Yeah.
a YouTube channel where she just
Yeah.
tells ghost stories. But the thing is, she tells them in Thai because I guess it's scarier in Thai. Like
It
I
is
think it's
scary in
scarier in
Thai.
Thai. But I want to have her on the podcast, and I just want her to go off on ghost stories because she's a little crazy. Like Bouquet, you've met her.
I do.
Bouquet's
She's a
fucking.
little crazy.
She's not like she's
pretty mental.
yeah. But I feel like it's always people like that who are kind of like
Interesting to
they tell
listen
the
to.
best stories. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, damn. Stuff to look forward to.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Findi.
Yeah, no worries.
Thank you, Findi, for talking to me.
No worries.
I enjoyed talking about my life a little bit today. Thanks for letting me share.
Yeah, I think
All
it was
right,
a good
guys.
episode, bro.
Yeah.
This is very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Bye.
Bye.